I am a self-taught CGI artist who makes 3D art and animations like the ones you see in animated films and short films. For example, the DreamWorks animations film like the Kung Fu Panda. This hobby took me more than 3 years to get good at. But these days, I can generate models, textures, and entire setups with just a prompt. It has become too easy. But this made me question something important. Is the art really mine if I haven't worked on it from scratch? Would it even feel rewarding? These were the questions that gave me the initial push to learn more about the functionality of AI and understand its positive and negative effects on not just art, but every other industry. So, approximately 2 years prior to today, I went into deep research about AI, as I was tired of hearing about it from my parents, my peers, and even social media. It went from understanding how to use certain AI to solve certain problems that I faced in schoolwork and self-initiated projects to learning how is AI coded and how does it generate ideas like a human but quicker. And finally, this pushed me to make a decision to build my own AI-based company in the future. But this decision came with a major obstacle. I was a biology student with no background in technology. So, 4 months into the AS level academic year, and I ended up dropping biology, a subject I built upon for years and actually did well in, and took up computer science. Not knowing much about coding, computers, or its terminologies, I knew I had to work and research on this subject, not to prove myself to others, but to myself. So, as I dug deeper and time went on, while all the new AI was developing and getting better than ever, I couldn't help but question whether this way of creating AI was worth it when it threatens our motivation to do anything. Not many knew about AI just a few years back. It took the world by storm, showing such steep exponential growth. Just goes to show the type of change it can cause in just a few more years. The true question that we must ask ourselves is, why must we create humans versus AI when we can create humans with AI? Everyone is forced to believe this fact that someday their jobs will be replaced by an intelligence that works more efficiently than them. But this fact only remains a fact if we do nothing to change it. If we keep using AI like we do, from writing entire essays to doing entire school and office works, we must realize that the creation of AI was done as a tool, not a replacement. Just like the creation of calculators wasn't a replacement for mathematicians, it was just a tool to help solve bigger problems with ease. When I say AI should augment, I mean that it should expand human strengths, not patch our weaknesses. The truth is, what AI is and is about to be in the future has a major flaw that we don't seem to realize. And the flaw is that it tries to do everything with absolute perfection. Think about it for a moment. How can any project or work have its own charm or be alive without the small imperfections that we make? For instance, take the famous animated film Shrek, that at timestamp 31 minutes and 14 seconds had a glitch in it where Shrek makes an exaggerated angry expression at Donkey, which was caused due to the rig around Shrek's face to exceed its intended limits. And it actually made the film funnier and made people talk about it more. Next, you can also take a look at my 3D artwork. This is what some of them look like in the viewport. And beyond creating these objects and environments, I also work with shader nodes, geometry nodes, texture painting, UV mapping, and more to get them to look more than those gray things I showed you earlier. These projects can take up to 2 months or more, depending on how much time you give them each day and how complex these projects are. Learning all of these skills is what helps me create final renders like these. Now, if you look carefully, there are small imperfections that are still present in these final renders, like the boat reflecting too much light, the river ending abruptly, and the cream on the donut that looks like Play Doh because of the imperfect sculpting that I've done on it. And these imperfections are also present in this talk. Like each time that I've said or each time that I've exhaled into the mic might not be important, but this is what makes my talk real. I have a few slow but assured solution to this entire AI taking over jobs thing. Firstly, I believe they should teach in schools to students AI literacy, which includes teaching them about how to use AI to expand their thought process and use AI to speed them up rather than replace their thinking. Next, I believe we can use the 3C model, which stands for create, critique, and construct, where create means to use AI to expand your own imagination and get an idea of what you want. Next, critique, which means to compare your thought process and that of AI to pick out only what you need. And finally, construct, which means to combine your thought process and that of AI to get a final product. And this is how we create humans with AI. At the end of the day, it's we who should be conscious of how we are using AI. Are we using AI as our partner, or are we allowing it to replace our thinking and creativity just because we want to slack off or be lazy about that work? To conclude, I want all of us here to remember that AI won't replace humans, but rather, humans who learn to think and work with AI will replace humans who don't.